Hello there. This year has reinforced that very few things in life are certain, but you can always count on a Sephora VIB sale to be right around the corner. This spring sale comes at a very strange time, and I know many of you won't be shopping. I don't think there's a single person who hasn't been financially affected by this crisis. I'm not in a position to shop either. I'm in Australia and I'm sticking to a low buy to try to save, but I always like to make these videos in the spirit of admiring products, maybe helping you discover something new and getting to see what I've been trying out lately, regardless of whether you have any intention of shopping. I personally find it so satisfying watching hauls and not spending a cent, but almost getting the feeling of having been shopping. I've always found it fascinating that the beauty industry is a lot like the alcohol industry because they rarely experience decline. When times are good or bad, people still like to enjoy their favorite products and treat themselves. So with that in mind, this edit of products has some skincare and self-care steps if you're looking for a little pick-me-up, as well as some easy makeup to perk you up if you're working from home or getting ready to go out if you're still heading to work. I also wanted to do something to treat some of you. Unfortunately, I've had to put many giveaways I'd planned on hold given the current situation and border closures, but instead I'd like to send 8 Sephora e-gift cards worth $20 to essential workers and people on the front lines of this crisis in the US so they can treat themselves during the sale. This is only a very small way to say thank you to a handful of people. So many of you are deserving, so I plan to do more to spread the love to other countries in the coming weeks. To nominate someone, please head to my Instagram at Matilda on video. There's a link in the description box below. Visit that post, leave a comment tagging a friend or loved one, and share why you've been inspired by their efforts during this time. I hope it will be inspiring for all of us to read those comments, and maybe it'll come full circle and they'll find some inspiration for their voucher in this video. I always mention at the start of any Sephora sale content, and it's particularly relevant this time, that a discount may not make a difference to how much you use or enjoy a product. No beauty item is worth putting yourself under financial pressure for, so don't spend beyond your means, but do plenty of research to find out what will work for you. As always, these are not specific recommendations because everyone's skin, style, and budget is different. These are just products I've personally been enjoying or trying out lately with a bit more time at home to play around. First, face mists, a step I use every single day to perk me up, prep my skin for moisturizer during my morning and evening skincare routine, and it gives you a second to feel refreshed at your desk. A product I've been powering through lately is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. Glow Recipe are known for their fruit-inspired skincare and fairly strong scents, so be warned, this is a sweet hit of watermelon with every spray, but I love it. It has an excellent spray mechanism. It's very fine, but it has a nice long spray if you hold it down, and it does make my face look more hydrated and glowy. You've seen this glass bottle here many times before. Caudalie's Beauty Elixir is one of my all-time favourites. A mist from France with a major cult following thanks to its spa-like, relaxing and intoxicating rosemary and peppermint scent. More French pharmacy picks coming to my channel very soon. The Amoravizza Queen of Hungary mist is something I'd heard British YouTubers rave about for years. It's a formula with a lot of history based on a recipe from the 14th century. The look and quite natural scent reminds me of Caudalie Beauty Elixir a bit, but this isn't as green. It's made with orange blossom, rose and sage water. Isn't this little purple bottle popular? The Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist has fans including Kim Kardashian and Lily Aldridge and many of you, I'm sure. I can see why this has such a big following because it really does look like you've just refreshed your makeup. You look healthy and glowy, and I like that this mini bottle just delivers a little puff like a cloud of mist, so it's very fine. To finish, something much more simple, but I can't get enough of it. Caudalie Grape Water is closer to a regular spring water spray, but it has a slightly fruity scent because it's made with organic grapes. This has a perfect continuous spray. I love holding it down to really dampen my face during my skincare routine, or you can just spritz a tiny bit on to feel refreshed. Moving on to masks, one of my favourite simple self-care steps I mentioned in a recent video. It just feels like hitting a mini reset button once or twice a week. One that's blown me away recently is Glow Recipe's Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask. Again, prepare for the super sweet watermelon scent, but the results really impressed me. I used up a little travel mini and started on this big pot recently. I actually don't use this as a sleeping mask. I don't really like sleeping in any masks. I'll just remove them before bed, but this gelatinous texture certainly gets to work in 10 minutes. It's a perfect mixture of hydration with watermelon extract and hyaluronic acid and exfoliation with AHA, so my skin feels ridiculously soft and plump afterwards and definitely looks brighter too. The next two are all about hydration. My skin seems to be quite dry at the moment. Fresh make a few different masks, but their rose face mask is always quite high on Sephora's bestseller list. The colour of this doesn't look quite as appealing, but it's formulated with real rose petals, apparently about 2.5 roses per pot mixed into a cooling gel. Interestingly with this one, I don't find my skin anywhere near as soft to the touch as when I've used Glow Recipe, but my face does feel nice and hydrated. You haven't seen this blue tube in my videos before, but it's been on just about every other channel, so I'm sure you're familiar with the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. This buzzy influencer-owned brand began with this super successful hydrating mask with vitamins and antioxidants for a spa-like glow. Skincare is always very personal, and I don't think I've seen results with this that match the hype. Again, my face does feel hydrated, but actually feeling my skin with my fingertips, it's not as soft or bouncy as I'd hoped. But I wanted to include it to hear your thoughts and maybe any tips for getting the most out of it. GlamGlow's Flashmud Brightening Mask is something I'll reach for when my skin is looking a bit dull or flat. Gotta go easy on exfoliation and masking in general, to be honest, so I try to do 1 exfoliating mask per week and 1 or 2 hydrating masks per week. This sort of paste texture feels quite gritty on the skin. It's a chemical and physical exfoliant, so I'll just gently rub it on. Washing it away always reveals much smoother skin for me, so I've got the full size waiting for when I've finished this little one off. Finally, to combat any stress breakouts or try to undo damage extra takeaway dinners might be causing, Caudalie's Purifying Mask is what I reach for when I just feel like I need to take an eraser and start again. Masks should really be used as needed, not all the time, and not even all over your face, so I mostly just concentrate this where I can get spots around my chin and jawline. This feels like it calms everything down, balances my skin out, and provides a really deep clean. My last skincare category is lip balm, something I always enjoy applying but seem to be reaching for a lot at the moment. I only recently recapped some of my most used formulas, so there are a few favourites here again. Fresh's Sugar Lip Caramel definitely ticks the delicious box. I don't eat lip balms, as someone asked recently, but you can definitely always smell and taste a formula when you apply it. The light texture of this isn't particularly moisturising on me because it wears away quite quickly, but I love the burnt caramel flavour and the feel of it, so it's something I reach for when my lips are already in reasonable condition. I had so many comments on my last lip balm video asking, where's Laneige? And here it is. The Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask is clearly very popular. I tend to use this as a regular balm anytime, not as a sleeping mask in particular. I like the berry flavour, I like the glossy feel, but this hasn't worked as well for me as it does for other people. It's nice, but not that nourishing or that amazing like other rave reviews. But lip balm is incredibly personal, and I know many of you can't get enough of it. Caudalie's Lip Conditioner is definitely one of the most nourishing stick balms I've tried. It's probably in my top 2 stick balms of all time. I'm down to the very last little bit. I don't want it to end. It feels very soft and emollient on the lips. Certainly one of my favourite French pharmacy brands, so you can see Caudalie pop up in plenty of videos on my channel. The Drunk Elephant Lip Balm appeared in my most used balms video. This is my second little yellow tube. I always find pot balms much more nourishing and stick balms much easier to use on the go, but this sort of does both. I do find it quite moisturising. The size won't be everyone's favourite. It's much wider than the actual width of my lips, so you can't be very precise, but your whole lip area will be nice and smooth. Then a more indulgent option. The Hourglass No. 28 Lip Treatment Oil looks and feels luxurious. Why 28? There are 14 essential oils, 10 plant oils, and 4 vitamins in this formula. Then there's the 24-karat gold-plated applicator, which sounds over the top but really does make a difference to how nice and cooling this is to apply. I always enjoy the feel of lip oils, but usually don't find them that nourishing long term because they wear away quite quickly. But this is at the thicker end of formulas I've tried and really does make my lips feel much more soft and smooth. Jumping across to some easy makeup picks now. The Multitaskers, sheer lipsticks, and lip glosses I've been swiping on occasionally to make me feel a bit brighter, slightly more normal, and less shocked by my appearance when I go past a mirror. ILIA had a makeover since the last time the brand appeared on my channel. New look packaging, same old multi-sticks I love. These are definitely one of my favourite multitasking makeup items because they're deliberately sheer and dewy, so you can't overdo it. The shade Dreamer is described as a universally flattering warm nude. It's my ideal rosy brown really, almost the exact colour I blush, so it looks very natural and is great as a simple shadow too. You can see plenty of Nudestix swatches in my brand overview video. They make great creamy matte multitaskers, but I've been reaching for the Nudies Bloom formula lately, which is very dewy, so it adds a nice glow to the face. Sweet Peach Peony is a refreshing, light peachy apricot to perk me up. I love this dabbed on the eyes to liven them up a bit too. A reliable old multi-stick for me is Milk Makeup's Lip and Cheek in Work. I've swiped this on so many times but have barely made a dent. Let me know if any of you have actually finished one of these. They're huge. This subtle dusty rose colour makes me look well rested and naturally flushed, and once again it's such a nice tone to use as a blush and cream shadow combo. A new RMS Beauty Lip to Cheek colour has arrived. Lost Angel is part of their new Ethereal collection, a beautiful rosy peachy set with a brand new tinted balm formula and a pressed powder duo too. This is a light pink cream blush that feels slightly more dewy and more sheer than older lip to cheek shades I own. It has a tiny bit of shimmer, so it works beautifully as a blush highlight hybrid, and you guessed it, I swipe it onto my eyes to add a soft wash of colour there too. Finally, a new formula I got very excited about this year, the Nudestix Magnetic Lip Plush Paints, a multitasking cream for lips, cheeks and eyes, a bit reminiscent of the smooth Chanel lip blushes I love, but slightly more whipped and matte. Sweet Sangria is a really punchy one. I've seen this called a red wine nude, but I'd call it more of a deep coral. Really fun to play with a little bit of this as a watercolour look on your cheeks and eyes. Of course, this is very bold, so I usually wear all of these formulas a bit more like this. Sheer, natural, but still enough colour to add a bit of life back into your cheeks and eyes. I've loved hearing that many of you are still putting on some lip colour every day. Some of you have even said you're testing out shades that you're not brave enough to wear to the office, which sounds like fun. For me, wearing a sheer lip formula at home just makes me feel a little bit more done. This first formula isn't actually a sheer lipstick. I am a big fan of ILIA's Tinted Lip Conditioner too, but I got to try their Colour Block lipstick for the first time recently and love the light, creamy feel. Their signature shade Amberlight is described as a neutral French nude, but it's quite a deep browny peachy nude on me. The sort of shade that looks great patted on or worn at full intensity. This colour feels sophisticated and gets me into work mode. Something a bit brighter and bolder is YSL's Rouge Pure Couture Slim Sheer Matte. I've tried their Slim Matte formula before, but when they released the sheer version last year, I knew I'd be in trouble. Perfect buildable colour, great lightweight, non-drying feel. The shade 108 Rouge de Vertu is a very vibrant, juicy sort of red that makes you feel bold and ready to tackle 1 billion emails. My love for Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks has been well documented, but I think her Superstar Lips formula is really underrated. This thinner bullet is almost a cross between a sheer lipstick and a gloss because you can layer the colour, but it has a really lovely sheen too. I use lots of these shades, but I know Pillow Talk, her famous dusty pink nude, is a crowd pleaser. I find this version of Pillow Talk quite a lot deeper and less pink than the original. You'll see the rest of her latest Pillow Talk pieces on my channel soon. Fresh's Sugar Tinted Lip Treatments are a fail-safe formula for sheer lip colour for me. This is a very popular tinted balm, but I find it a bit slippy and not particularly moisturising, so they're perfect for a wash of colour when my lips are already feeling good. You can see other shades swatched on my channel, but I'm definitely feeling like I need something bright to cheer me up lately, so Punch is a perfect hit of coral orange. Dior Lip Glow is a best-selling colour reviver balm, but again, I don't actually find the texture nourishing, so I prefer to treat it as an easy sheer lip colour instead. Earlier this year they launched a new rosewood shade, which is nice and subtle on the lips, much less of a bright baby pink than their original pink shade. You'll meet the rest of the Dior rosewood family here in future. Last but not least, lip gloss. My love affair with shine is well and truly continuing into 2020. In some ways it's my favourite thing to wear at the moment, and sometimes the only makeup product I'll reach for because it not only feels nice on your lips, but it's always been something that seems more fun to wear for some reason. Maybe I just had so many years of mattes that I feel like I'm really splashing out. The Kosas Wet Lip Oil Gloss in Jellyfish has been firmly planted on my desk lately because it's just such a comfortable formula. A perfect combo of lip oil and gloss because it's light and smooth, a bit balmy, so I love the clear colour because I always rub my lips together. It has a yummy orangey taste. My only wish would be a way bigger doe foot applicator so I could slather more of this on like I do with the next formula. The Dior Addict Lip Glow Oils kind of kicked off my lip oil addiction this year. You can see swatches and learn more about the formula in an earlier video, but in short, they have the best chunky applicator I've ever seen. It's so soft I could just curl up on it and take a nap. They feel great, super smooth, sort of medium thickness, so definitely more of a gloss feel than Kosas. The classic pink has the same colour changing technology as their lip glow balms, so this definitely perks up my pout. A gloss that never seems to get knocked out of that first column of bestsellers on Sephora's website is Fenty Beauty's Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer. Great doe foot, yummy, sort of candy sweet taste, comfortable feel, and a lovely high shine, full look on the lips. Great to see the shade range has expanded beyond this original Fenty Glow Nude, so I definitely have my eye on the rich brown hot chocolate. Another gloss that I've kept on my desk for weeks on end because it's just crazy comfortable is the Bobbi Brown Crushed Oil-Infused Gloss. I've raved about their different crushed formulas in the past. You can see them and meet all 14 shades in this formula in a previous video. Force of Nature is the one I keep coming back to. It's called a medium pink brown, and on me it's only a fraction darker than my natural lip colour. Bonus points for the Plush paddle applicator and satisfying clear wand. Finishing off this roundup with a product I picked up in a previous VIB sale, NARS lip gloss in the shade Aragon. This one has the most traditional gloss characteristics here. It's a bit thicker, there's less slip on the lips, it's almost a tiny bit sticky, but it's far more pigmented and I can't get enough of this colour. It's called a red chestnut and definitely ticks the brownie red box I always enjoy. And it's autumn here in Australia, so it fits the season perfectly. I hope you enjoyed this roundup of ideas for some skincare and makeup product pick-me-ups at Sephora. I know beauty is something that's luckily bringing many of us a sense of normalcy and some joy during this tough time, so please let me know if you do plan to treat yourself to something new during the sale. Maybe you're just going to use the discount to grab something you already enjoy or stock up on a favourite or two. Make sure you share what's on your wish list in the comments, even if you're sitting this one out, because browsing is almost the best bit. Thanks for watching, see you next time.